Hey guys, Jake here from Tech Reviews 44, and today we'll be taking a look at the LG G5. As you can see, this is everything that comes in the box. You get the phone, obviously, right here, and then you will have the charger, 1.8 amp. They call it fast charge, and yeah, I guess it's pretty good, but it's not the Qualcomm 3.0. So, let's have a look at the phone here. This is the LG G5 if you haven't seen it yet. Very nice phone. I personally love the feel in the hand. I think it feels great, and you can see me there, so hello to all of you. And yeah, I love the feel of this phone. A lot of people don't like the feel of the back, as it's an all-metal phone, LG claims, and yet the back still feels like plastic. And this would be because of a primer they put on it to hide all the antenna lines. So when you look at the phone, you can't see any lines in it at all besides that down there. So I like the feel of it. I don't mind the not cold metal feel. I like the feel of the phone. And it fits really nicely in the palm of your hand. If you ask me, it's the perfect size, and LG nailed the size and the feel of the phone. It just feels great in my hand. On the back here we have the fingerprint sensor, which for me I've been finding works pretty well. Works quickly. Oh, didn't mean to open Snapchat. Very fast. And this new always on display, as you can see there. And yeah, I haven't used it that much. I mean, it's okay. Not a huge feature that I use often. And yeah, that's about it for the overall look of the phone. If we look at the back, you can see the two cameras. That's the 16 megapixel shooter in most LG phones, and that is the wide angle 135 degree camera, which is pretty neat, and more on that later. So, obviously, one of the cool features about this phone is that it is modular, and by pressing this button here fairly hard, you can actually pull this slot out, and out comes the battery. You can see in there. Here's the battery portion, and to remove the battery, you will hold it. I like to put my hand like that, and you will pull down like that. And the first time you do it, it feels like you break your phone and you panic for a bit, but then you realize it's supposed to do that. So that's all good. To put it back, just like that, and snap in, and back into the phone, you just slide it in just like that and get the nice click. And you can power it back on. So that's probably one of the biggest features about this phone. Not sure how much I'm going to use it until they get more modules out, because, I mean, what do they have right now? They have the camera, and that's about it. That's available in Canada for me. That's it. They don't have the DAC available in Canada. So all I can really do is add a camera on there. The camera module, which not very useful for my purposes. For those of you who don't know, here are some quick specs on the LG G5. The G5 is running Snapdragon 820, Qualcomm's newest processor, and I have to say it is quite a step up from the Snapdragon 810. Sliding through the phone is very smooth, especially with LG's skin. I think it's the UX 5.0 now, and it's just a very smooth feel to the phone, and everything opens lightning fast, and I really enjoy it. And that is paired with 4 gigabytes of RAM, which is very nice, and 32 megabytes of internal storage, and that can be expanded up to 2 terabytes, but that doesn't really exist, so yeah, that can come up later. So, as you can see, opening apps is pretty quick. You can scroll through, and we'll do more tests on it later. The camera, there's an 8 megapixel shooter at the front here. You can't really see that right there. And then at the back, there's the normal 16 megapixel with the 135 degree wide-angle lens, which is very cool. My personal thoughts on the LG G5, I think it is a pretty good phone overall. Some of the things I dislike about it are issues I've had with the fingerprint sensor. I initially had it on a knock code, which is where you knock the screen in different places and it would unlock the phone. But that didn't work with the fingerprint sensor for some reason. So it must be some software issue that LG has. Probably not every phone has it, just mine for some reason. So I had to end up switching it to a pattern for it to work. But now it works flawlessly with no issues at all. Another thing I don't really particularly like is the brightness. Yes, it can go bright, but when compared to my other phones, like the OnePlus 2, the brightness isn't really that great. I mean, it's decent, but like full on sun, it's not that great. So that's another thing I don't like. The speaker on it is okay. I would like it to be a little louder, but not too bad. Some things that I really like are the overall feel of the phone. The phone feels great. It looks pretty decent if you ask me. I mean, it's not the best looking phone, but trust me, when it's in your hand, it feels and looks a lot better than you think. Another thing I like is that it's running the Snapdragon 820 and how smooth it is. I I cannot believe how smooth this phone runs. I mean, it's just so smooth opening, closing apps, swiping, playing games, opening weather, online banking, whatever you really want to do, it has it. So that's pretty awesome. Close that because it's taking too long. So, with regards to some bad reviews that the LG G5 has gotten, a lot of people don't like the feel of this backing. Honestly, I don't mind it. I like it. I think it feels pretty good. If you don't like it, slap a case on there, you'll never know. Another thing is there have been lots of reviews with manufacturing defects, such as lines there and wrinkles going down the phone. I have not had any of those issues whatsoever. I've found the phone to be great. There, some people have had, there's been reviews of crinkling along that seam. I find my model's been pretty good for that, so maybe it was just on earlier models. Another issue was the screen bleeding. I will actually do a quick, another short little video. You can check it out on my channel if you want to see it. But my phone has literally no screen bleeding. There's a tiny, tiny bit in this corner here, but other than that, it's amazing. And I was really worried about that because when I watched some reviews, there was a lot of screen bleeding ones, and I was kind of freaked out. But it seems like I got a pretty good model. So with this particular phone, I'm very happy with it. It feels great. I think it looks pretty good, and most importantly, it runs like a beast. It's great. So after about a month or so of using it, I'll post a new video of all my thoughts. Thanks for watching, guys.